couple major takeaways. So number one, it's packed. It's huge right now. So this is definitely a bigger summit than last year. Actually, who knows? We'll see the final numbers when they come out, but it feels like a bigger summit.
It said 12,000, right?
12,000. It said 12,000 plus. 12,000 plus. So it's definitely big. As far as a first takeaway, so the keynotes were all about AI features, which previously I would have bristled at, because AI can get it can get kind of foo-foo sometimes. It can get like very futuristic and not necessarily practical. But this is a lot of practical stuff. Things, individual AI solutions or AI-powered solutions for specific content needs, marketing needs, experience generation, analytics needs, and so forth. Things that are there to eliminate toil that marketers and technology, MarTech implementers like us end up having to deal with. Things that aren't necessarily solving the problem. They're just like work that you have to do to get to the solution.
Rudimentary.
Yeah, rudimentary stuff that you have to get to. So I think that was the biggest takeaway from the keynote. And we've been getting details on what the keynote, because the keynote was basically just really setting the stage for the most part, and showing how some other big companies like Coca-Cola and so forth handle some of these big content problems at scales that we never have to deal with. Like, what was the number? 2.2 billion 8-ounce servings per day that they do. That's the scale of
bottles.
Yeah, yeah,
Bottles including cans.
yeah. That's completely out of hand. But that just shows somebody who's solving gigantic marketing problems. But for the rest of us, how to solve those sort of personalization problems.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So the UPS use case was actually really fascinating. So they're on edge delivery, and to me also today, like how much investment and how much Adobe is all in on edge delivery is nice to see, because obviously we've been doing implementations on edge delivery, and it's here to stay. And I think that's where a lot of the investment is going to go. And they announced today too that edge delivery is going to be available for on-prem customers as well. So that's going to be a big deal, and is possibly already sort of enabled in the new 6.6 that's really been released recently. So we're definitely got to toy around with that. There's definitely features that aren't going to be available right away, but talking with some of the engineers, there's use cases that are essentially forcing them to support that. Some major use cases, more to come on that, but they're definitely going to enable edge delivery for cloud as well as on-prem customers. I found that really fascinating.
Well, the session that we just got out of was the AEM Sites Top Innovations, which is a session that I go to every single year.
That was fantastic.
It's totally great. It's totally great. And I think that there's I really feel that Adobe engineering is spending a lot of time really dealing with customer problems themselves, rather than just making a product that they throw over to customers and say, I really hope you have a good time using our product, but not actually working to implement them. They've been really working with, like, right on the ground with customers. And we felt that with the implementation we just finished.
Yes.
Because we were part of a VIP program with Adobe on Edge Delivery. And so we're feeling that level of care and understanding and actual practical, like, oh, what is it really going to take to make a site that is really performant and so forth. But then to take some of the things that, like, okay, after they go live, this stuff seems to take a lot of work. Are we putting all of our customers through this much work?
Right.
Okay, let's automate that.
They've been eating their own dog food on a lot of that too.
Yes. Or drinking their own champagne.
Drinking their own champagne.
Yeah. They don't like to call us dog food. But to be able to automate a lot of those things that are toil, and a lot of parts of a content migration and a site migration that are toil as well, which that's the thing that, to me, I want to see it practically now. Now some of those things that we saw a demonstration of, I want to see practically. I want to actually say, good, throw this thing against this, and I want to see, evidently some of these migrations and iterative things to go and spit out an experience and so forth takes hours, because it's having to go back and forth to get and so forth. I would love to see it go. I can't wait to actually get a part of some of those programs.
I found it interesting. So obviously the AI going into optimizing SEO and just performance of the site too. A term that I'd previously seen but really wasn't on my radar, not SEO but GEO, generative engine optimization.
Yes.
And to me, that was one of the most fascinating things that really moving forward, especially with the search engine changes where AI is just answering your questions, people aren't necessarily going to be going to your site at all, because they're going to be getting their answers directly from the AI engines and never go to your site. So having good content that that indexes well, that that AI engines can parse and provide results and provide answers is going to be very, very key moving forward.
Right. But that also just means that the experience that you create has to be that much more performant.
Sure.
Because the research is basically showing that fine, they might not click through for informational searches quite as much, but once they're on your site, they're going to be engaged as long as your site isn't terrible.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to like be on it. It needs to be performant
and
to solve their
what
problems.
the Coke CEO was saying too is that it's going to be experiences and actually real world experiences, not necessarily even in the digital world, but all this content creation is going to be going into making experiences for people too, because they're going to be using AI for, A/B testing everyone's going to get sick of it. And
That's right.
Initially Justin and I looked at each other when he had that first wave of that, and we were like, well, we'll just turn it off if they keep spamming us like that.
That's right.
And he hit the nail on the head that a lot of people will do that. And so now how do you get customers in?
That's right.
And it's going to be with experiences and it in real life or, in digital format.
And I think that the in real life part of it, I mean, that's the other part about Summit, which has just been great. We keep getting approached all the time. We've had so many good conversations.
Great conversations. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's just that I have a hat on, but it's just we've just been getting approached again and again and again, and people who've seen our stuff or just want to just talk, and who do have really, because the whole world's changing right now in terms of these problems that we had previously in content generation and experience management and migrations and hosting and performance and so forth. The whole world's changing, so everybody's trying to just grasp it. What do I do? How do I mean, I've got this right now. Should I go here? Should I use this? Should I keep it? Should I do the new thing?
They're calling it the golden age of content, and I actually agree with that. I think that, as we unlock all these things and as we get all these new tools, it really is going to change the way that content is delivered and is generated and really perceived. And then also the feedback loops are going to be quicker and quicker and quicker and all that.
Yep. Well, we got some labs coming up in the next couple of days, so we are going to get a chance to see some of the rubber meeting the road on this. Got to actually get our hands on some of this stuff. Some of the stuff that we've been working on is going to make its, some of the document authoring stuff is going to make its appearance. So, we're super pumped about it.
I like the feedback program they got going, too. So they wanted everyone to get into be beta testers and provide feedback to the tools, and that's nice to see. I'd say that's probably a lot from us, too, because we're not shy about giving feedback, especially at Summit.
That's right.
And it's nice to have them codify that in a program with people that are their success is based on getting feedback and providing that into the engineering team. So that's exciting to see that Adobe's putting an investment into that.
That's right. Cool. Well, can't wait for day 2.